We're back. I'm Chris Spicher, Minding Your Business, Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. Second section with Denise Faucette, nutritional counselor. Thank you for sticking around.
Oh, my pleasure.
And can you tell us a little bit about A+ Nutrition for Life and how you got started?
Well, I got started because of my husband's health issues, and as well as my own. I had gained a lot of weight. I was up to, this was back in November of 2013.
We have a before and after
I
picture.
believe. Yes.
Bob, would you put that picture up?
And so I looked at my, and what really did it is my husband bought me a dress for my birthday. And it was this really pretty red dress, and I put it on, and I couldn't fit into it. And we had to go back to the store. And now that dress was a large. When I went back to the store, I had to put on a 2X, and it was tight.
Yeah, wow.
And
What happened?
I was at like 206 pounds at that point in time, and
Wow.
it was like, you know what, I can't keep doing this, because I come from a family where my parents, my brothers, well, all but one of my brothers, but my brother and my sister are all considered obese. My mom and my dad both passed because of health-related issues.
Wow.
Because of their weight. So when I saw myself going in that same spiral,
Yeah.
I knew enough to know that I have control over that. I
Sure
can
we
make
do.
a decision
Yeah.
to change the way that I'm living and what I'm doing and how I'm eating. So it was during that time that I started at Trinity School of Natural Health and began studying nutrition. And I was so intrigued by everything that I was learning. I just wanted to learn everything. So I learned about nutrition. I learned about the herbs, healing herbs. I learned about healing teas. I even studied iridology, which is a study of the eyes, where you've heard, I'm sure people have said that when the eyes are the window to the soul.
Right.
Well, they truly are, because our eyes represent our entire body. You can look in your eyes and you can see different organs in the body, and I found that very fascinating. So as I studied more, I began to use it on myself and was able to lose that unwanted weight, and really not lose, but get rid of
Well, this
what
was
wasn't
kind of
needed.
a midlife choice for you.
Absolutely.
You said you were trained as a nurse,
Yes, in my college years, many, many years ago.
and then at some point in your 40s,
Well, I trained as a nurse, but then I ended up going into business instead. So I ended up going to business school, opened my own business. I had a fire safety company at one point in time, and I was really intrigued by business and public speaking. And in fact, one time I wanted to go into broadcasting, but I ended up just kind of going into business, and but kept my health knowledge, and I still had that desire to help people, which is why
yeah.
I went back to Trinity to learn about the natural way for people's bodies to heal and how to live healthy.
Well, in your practice, what services do you offer?
Well, we start out with basics, pH testing, because one of the very first things that I need to know is whether or not a person's balance is off as far as the acid and everything else. We go over meal planning. I help them with lifestyle changes as far as healthy meals. I help them with shopping, preparing grocery lists. Those are some of the services that we offer. We do nutritional counseling, where I'll sit down with them, and I have an assessment sheet that I go over with people that kind of gives me an idea of what their eating habits are.
Right.
How many times a day do you eat sugar? You know, what kind of cravings you have, and that gives me a better understanding, because our cravings come from a lack of certain vitamins in our body.
So we're trying, just not doing it the right way.
Well, and it's not that, it's just that people don't know. People haven't been educated on this. We grow up in cultures, and what we eat is based upon our culture. I came from a family where we ate a lot of pasta, we ate a lot of potatoes, we ate a lot of macaroni, because it was very filling. We didn't have a lot of money, as with a lot of families, so you eat what you can eat.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not the healthiest thing in the world for us.
But it's
So-
filling.
But it's filling.
And
Yeah.
Mom and Dad feel better because,
Mom and Dad feel better. They gave you that big old plate of spaghetti. And I don't know about you, but growing up, I was told if I didn't clean my plate,
yeah.
my parents got real upset.
So you got the guilt
there's
thing.
there's hungry kids in China.
Yeah.
So so send it to the kids in China, because I'm full. But we grew up with that mentality, and we grew up with the mentality that more is better. We get these big plates and we fill them full.
Yeah.
So a part of what I teach in the changing our habits is get a smaller plate.
There you go.
So if you go with a sandwich plate instead of a full dinner plate,
Right.
you can still fill it up.
At once.
Right.
Yeah.
And your body knows. And the other thing that I teach people is how to eat. Most people don't know how to eat. Now that sounds kind of silly because we all know we just eat. But ideally what you want to do is when you take a bite of food, you eat it. And one of the things I learned in school was that you chew the food and you chew it till it's liquid, and then you chew the liquid.
Wow.
Well, while you're doing that, you put your utensil down.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, because your body, once again, back to the internal clock. Your body has an internal clock. After 20 minutes, it signals a full reaction. So if you're sitting here scooping the food in,
You can eat
like
a lot
most of
food
us tend to do,
in 20
you
minutes.
eat a lot.
Yeah.
But if you're taking a bite, you're chewing it, and that also aids in your digestion because digestion starts in the mouth with saliva. People don't necessarily realize that, but that's where your digestion actually starts. So if you're chewing it, then you're getting a much better digestive process going instead of just like shoveling it down, because at that point, your body doesn't really have the time to digest it properly.
Then you might be able to have a conversation at dinner.
This is true.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people seem to lack the conversation at dinner too. And also, people eat too much on the run. You really want to try to sit down and have a relaxed meal to give your body time to process the food and to digest it properly. So those are some of the really big ones. And then educating people, of course, about water and why it's important, because everything in our body depends upon that. So a lot of it is getting a feeling of where the people are at.
So that's a one-on-one.
Yes, definitely. And then, depending upon where they're at, I also offer vitamins, which are all natural. I offer different things to help with weight loss, to help with energy, which are all natural, made out of vitamins, minerals. So there's nothing in it that's going to be harmful to the body.
Right.
And I believe in keeping things as pure as I possibly can. So I looked into different, as far as supplements and vitamins that I wanted to offer to my clients. And I found one that I felt was the purest and that really kept it away from all the chemical stuff. And the label reading, again, is a really important part of it.
Just have to get your reading glasses on so you can read the small print.
That too. Well, also a real good trick is if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be putting it in your body.
Wow.
Number
yeah.
one.
So it's chemical.
Yes.
Man.
And then if you have, if you're like, let's say you're reading, I don't know, a box of cereal or whatever it is that you're buying, and if there's a laundry list of ingredients in there, you probably don't want it. The less ingredients, the better.
And it's real food.
And it's real food.
So people can hire you for a private one-on-one,
Yes.
or I imagine they could hire you to speak like to a group, a church group, or work.
Absolutely. I go out and I speak with different groups. I have several different things that I speak on. And if there's a special concern that anyone has, then they can let me know if they have certain issues that they want to have addressed. Then I can address those as well.
So Denise, some of us know some of these things,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not doing them.
Right.
So do you have and you don't nag. So how do you get people to change habits?
They have to have a willingness. That's probably the biggest thing. I can't make anybody change their habits, but I can show them what I've done and my results. And, they have to, like I said, they have to have that desire. I can say, you know what, if you don't want to be dealing with these issues anymore, if you want to lose the weight, here's the path.
Yeah.
When you're ready, if you're ready to take it, that's great. Because I have met with even people in my own church that, I've given them the path, people that I used to work with. Sometimes they accept it. But then most of the time they come back to me later on and say, hey, Denise, can we get started on this plan now? Because now I'm ready.
Good.
So
There's
sometimes it takes a minute.
no easier way.
No, it's not. And actually the easiest way is just to develop a healthy lifestyle. And then you can do it for the rest of your life. You don't have to go on crash diets.
It may be
You don't
longer
have
than
to
you
do that.
expected if you're healthy. You may live
Exactly.
longer, but that's a benefit.
That's a definite benefit.
Contact information for you. How do people find you?
Well, I'm A+ Nutrition for Life, and you can reach me. My cell is 661-400-5748. I'm also on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, A+ Nutrition for Life, where we also have our nutritional nuggets. So Monday through Friday, we do put up little tidbits of information as far as different things. I do different things, vitamins, water, things like that. Sometimes we do a short video, but we do give you health tips Monday through Friday at Nutritional Nuggets. You can inbox me for more information as far as the pH testing and the counseling, weight management, and those type of things.
Did we scratch the surface?
Just barely.
Well,
we did scratch the surface, but
Thank you
there
for
is a
being
lot
on.
to know.
Thank you for joining the Lancaster Chamber.
Well, it was a pleasure being on, and I'm glad to be a part of the chamber. I'm honored.
Denise Faucette, nutritional counselor, health specialist, wellness coach.